Got a raindrop on my shirt. It's raining. I don't know why I'm self-conscious about a rain. I'm gonna wear my raindrop proudly. We'll see if it dissipates. By the end of the video today, we're doing Outshined. We're gonna give it the old college try anyways. For Mason Boyd, Sam Campa, Mud Hungry Guitar, Revmir Sokolov, Chris Marl, Mean Demeanor, and Simon Hall. And I would also like to extend my most heartfelt gratitude to Archer Kane and Joe Cloyd for signing up for the Patreon supporter of the Cause Club. Gentlemen, Archer and Joe, thank you so very much. And if you would like to find out what that's all about, of course, the link will be in the description. For starters, put yourself into drop D. Your low E string is going to an even lower D. Now we can play power chords. Instead of like regular, we have all of the strings, the fat 3 strings in the same fret. So for instance, 5, 5, 5, or open, open, open. For instance, but the very first note, we're gonna start on the 10th-ish fret and we're gonna go down before we get into it. Or we're gonna start down and go up. I listened to it 600 times and I cannot decide which one it is, which makes me think there are 2 Kims in this song. There are. Sometimes they're 2 rhythm Kims, 2 Kithms, and sometimes they're lead Kim and rhythm Kim, lead Kim and Kitham, and, you know, maybe one went down and one went up. Who cares? Just, you know, do something. Do a big epic slide. And then we're going to go open, open. These are all drop D power chords unless otherwise noted. 3, 5, 3, open, 3. Here's the otherwise noted. Grab the A string 3rd fret and give it a little quarter step bend, perhaps. Before we go back to our drop D power chords, 6, 5, 3, and then the Jeff Ament move happens when you go up before you go open. It's weirdly satisfying. You just go up until the very last moment, and then you let go of everything and play open, which is the first note of the next time through, right? So, open, open, 3, 5, 3, open, 3, A3, 6, 5, 3, repeat. And you don't have to know this, but this is in the time signature of 7, not something we usually encounter. Here's how it goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So totally weird counting wise, but you probably know the song if you're watching this video, so you don't even have to worry about it. 2 notable variations that Kim likes to do live that I encountered while perusing live versions of this song while I was figuring it out. You get to your... Get back to that used to be E string, now D string, right? And go 6, 5, and then we're gonna do a trill on the A string between the 3rd and the 5th frets. Now a trill, usually reserved for flautists, can also be accomplished on the guitar as well. It's 2 notes really, really, really fast as you possibly can. No particular beat, you know, 30-second note. Doesn't matter. Just really fast. A string, 3rd and 5th frets. You're just going to hammer on, pull off, hammer on, pull off. So, 6, 5. And the other variation, which is a lot like that, is going to be a trill on the D string, 3rd and 5th frets. Except it's going to come, you're going to get back to your used to be E6 power chord there. And then you're going to play A3, 5 in sort of relatively, anyways, lackadaisical fashion. And then do your trill. So... Wait, back up. Still back in the intro, there's the one that goes... And that's just bending the D string 5th fret, followed by the G string 5th fret. Oh, ooh, the second trill one isn't just live, it's on the record. I just heard it. It's at about 40 seconds. Okay. Moving into the pre-chorus, when he says, oh yeah, we're gonna land on a big low D power chord there like this. And I believe one, if not both of those two Kims, is playing B string 7th fret and G string 7th fret as well when you do that. You're going to need your fingers there anyways when we go into the pre-chorus, which is now. For the pre-chorus, you're going to have B7 with your pinky finger and G7 with your ring finger. Got another raindrop. D string is open. D string is 5. Followed by 4. And then you're going to grab D5, B5, and slide them down 2 frets. So part A. Followed by, this is where all of my questions about this song reside. We hear definitely that E string 5th fret, and then we just kind of hear something. We can hear that something's there, we can't quite tell, and it doesn't help that it kind of sounds a little different almost every single time on the studio recording, let alone, you know, trying to hear it through Matt Cameron live, right? Through Matt F. Cameron live. So sometimes that E5 just hangs out, especially on the very last time, and you'll see why when we get there in a second. But it seems to me that I hear, and please give this a listen and see if you hear this one, because I think I might be going crazy, but I feel like I hear, so in context, and it's not so crazy, but the thing is when we're down here on E2, it's really hard to get back up into the position we need to be in, right? Not undoable, just a little clunky. The other way to get those two notes would be E5, B7, and that's equally doable and equally clunky because now we have to get our pointer finger back up there. Yeah, I like that one better. Anyways, and sometimes I feel like you hear that E5 followed by just, or maybe pull it off to open and strum some stuff. That's kind of my favorite because it's a big mess. We only have a little time to make a big mess. Let's make as big of a mess as we can. That probably happens. So, you know, you pick the favorite one or ones or make your own messy thing to go there. But after we do that X amount of times, we do the one where that A note on the E string 5th fret hangs out without doing other stuff. So before we go into octaves on the D string 7th fret and the B string 10th fret, give that a strum and a slide. 2 more strums, 1 more strum, and just kind of make it off the edge of the world there in an epic glissando upwards. So and then at the end of that whole thing, you hit the biggest, lowest D you've ever hit in your life going into the chorus. Make it out of that segment. Okay, the chorus, much more satisfying. 7 power chords, mind you. 5 open, 3, 5 open, 5, 3, open, 3, open 3, 6, 6, 6, 5, 3, open. Now we're going to do just single notes on the now low D string. 10, open 10, open 10, open. And of course you do that twice the second time before it's outshined, 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 and it's toy boat, and that's going to be the 10th fret, drop D power chord. And back into your next verse. If you desire to capture the essence for the solo that happens after this first chorus in this song, I suggest you begin in the A minor pentatonic scale. Now remember, our E string is no longer an E string, so we're going to exclude that from things, but it is the shape that everyone knows and loves, starting on the 5th fret. So starting on the A string, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 5, 8. You might grab G and B on the 5th frets and sort of land on the D string 7th fret. You'll recognize that from this solo. And in similar fashion, the G and B strings on the 7th fret certainly harkens what's going on. And then for like the second half of it, he leaves A minor and he makes his way into D minor. So same shape, but on the 10th fret. 10, 12, 10, 12, 10, 12, 10, 13, 10, 13. First half is in A minor, kind of, sort of, pretty much. He does leave it when he plays an F sharp note. Now I'm thinking about the Wallflowers for some reason. But yeah, and then the second half is in D minor, so you do your thing, just divide it into two little pieces there. Then we start to have Lead Kim mimic the melody with his D minor pentatonic scale again. Grab D12, G10, 12, 10, give it a little bend, and land on D12. For the A section of the melody, so to speak, and the B section is going to be D12, G10, G12, bend that note, and then land on G10. So notice how when I bent that G12, I stopped it at the peak of its bend so you don't hear it's, and here they are together. And you even hear some improv at the end of the last one, again using the D minor pentatonic scale. Do whatever sounds good to you. That brings us to the bridge. This is a little hard for me to keep in my earballs here. So the first section is going to be A5 and D7, and the D string is going to go 7, 5, 4. You got to change your fingers all around. 4, 5, 4, 7, 5, 4. So, note hand position. And the second half is even a little bit crazier. We're going to switch our shape down towards the floor by one string, and we're going to grab D5 and G5. G's going to go to 7, back to 5. And then it's going to stay the same, but we got to switch hand positions, so I'm going to switch to middle and ring finger, and now the G string is going to go 5, 4, 5. Before, we switch to the G and the B strings, and they're going to go 5s, and the B string becomes 6, 5. So, I'm going to try those both together for you. Leaves us with just one thing left to explain, I believe, and that is in the last chorus when the guitar is doing the Outshined part. The Chris is singing the beginning of the repeat of the chorus. It's confusing because those 4 C power chords take up exactly this much space. And then what you're left with is the... So after you do your... And it's on the same rhythm. This was hard for me to get out of my head and into my fingers until you realize that the outshine 4 times, outshine, outshined. It is say Outshined, but it's on that rhythm. You play the open 3 before you play open 3 again. When it's that open 3. So it's going to be like this. And so on and so forth, but I believe that is it for Outshined. That turned into a lot more of a doozy than I even anticipated. So thank you so much for being here for that one. I hope that was fun and helpful, and I will see you next time with more stuff. Good luck.